Hello and welcome to the next upload in this Legoland adventure. So we are hunting down Legoland, California. We have just left Universal Studios Hollywood and you can see we've ended up at Union Station. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a quick look around Union Station and then we're going to make our way over to the actual Legoland Park, check out the hotel that I'm staying at because it's directly over the road, and then see how easy it is to get from the hotel to the Legoland Park itself. So here we go. This is the heart of Los Angeles. We are walking around just the block because I was very, very bored because I got to the actual station far too early for the train. So me being stupid with a suitcase, I just decided to go for a weird and wonderful wander. It was interesting to be polite, but that is the case of that. And then what you'll do is you'll then see the outside of Union Station and just actually how big this place is. Everything across this way is massive. So we are at the entrance now. You can see, yes, there is a fire engine there because that's why I said it was interesting. There's quite a lot of bits and pieces going on the inside of Union Station when I was there, but we are not covering that. We are trying to get to the Legoland Park itself. Now, this was filmed over the Christmas period, and it was beautiful on the inside of this station. As you can see, they've got Christmas trees on the inside and absolutely enormous ones on the outside. So this was very, very pretty. As it got a little bit darker, obviously it did look even more effective. So there is always stuff to see and do around this way. I wouldn't advise getting there as early as what I did because I didn't actually know how long it would take to get from my hotel to here by the Uber. I did get warned the traffic was going to be very, very bad. And it wasn't. We actually flew straight through. But where we are now at Union Station is also a central bus hub. Now, with this place, you can actually get from here to the airport without having to worry about spending an Uber. There is a direct airport route, and it was about £10 compared to the stupid cost of an Uber, and it didn't take too much longer, to be honest, either. So that will be coming in another upload as we leave the Legoland Park. But you can see that is the Los Angeles Times, and they're going to be doing some bits and pieces for our Oscar debut. Now, we are at the station itself. Still, obviously, also at the station, we're at the platform itself because we've just been walking around the station, and we are about to get on one of these. Now, I was on here, I think, about 2 hours or so. It was Carlsbad, I think, where the Legoland Park is. Exactly where Top Gun was filmed, if you wanted to know. So you can actually go around and see the Top Gun house, and that will be again uploaded in a different video. We'll do that on the way back, but we are now at this little station and we are staying here. So I will now do a little hotel tour of the inside of this. It was stunning. There was lots and lots of things to see on the inside, far too fancy for me, but it was the only place around the Legoland Park. It was either this one or the Legoland Hotel itself, and I do believe either the Legoland Hotel was just really, really expensive or it was fully booked. There was a reason why I didn't stay there because it was directly over the road. So we are now just on the outside of this hotel. We'll take a good look around here, have a look at the inside, see all the little bits and pieces there are. Then I'll catch up with myself in the hotel room as per normal. I think I end up speaking to the camera, and then we go off and hunt down the walkway from this hotel to the actual Legoland Park itself. Now, it did surprise me a little bit with regards to the way in from this hotel. It's nothing like I've done before. It's completely different to what you would expect at Legoland Billund, and it is also very, very different to Windsor as well, to be honest. So there's some massive differences that we're going to be having a look at as we come around and see all the different bits and pieces that are going on. But that is the view from the outside. Super impressive, and obviously you can see as we walk a little bit further, there'll be a nice pool and all the other little bits and pieces like that. Now, like I said, this is the first night that I was here, so this is literally me walking around exploring everything for the first time. Where the orange lighting is at the bottom, that is where we're going to be walking down in the morning. I only had time because of how it was structured to be at the Lego Park for one day, and it was perfectly enough time for me because I managed to get on everything I wanted to, and I saw every single land. It took me all day to go loop round and loop round. So if you do want to visit this park and you are the kind of person that wants to go on every single ride, you're going to need 2 days or at least a day and a half. So with regards to this hotel and the Legoland Hotel, they are super, super close. This walkway is zigzagged a little bit, and like I said, it was a little bit weird and wonderful the way that you actually went in, but it makes perfect sense as well. It just wasn't what I was expecting in my head, but I'll explain that more once we've done this room tour. So if this is the kind of room that you like to stay in and it's got everything you need, head over to the website, see how much it is, and obviously get yourself booked up if you are going to be coming to Legoland California. Now, I've literally just dumped the bag, stepped out and come back in again, and obviously what you've just seen was done before this bit. So we'll just pan around and have a look at everything. Obviously the view Can't see what the view is at night, but we will see that the following day. Very, very pretty indeed. Comfy enough bed, TV was massive, shower was comfortable enough, and everything else was all right. I said that the wrong way around, but I'm not taking that bit out. The bed was nice, and the shower was warm enough, not comfortable enough because you don't sleep in a shower. Now you have got all your storage bits and pieces to the left-hand side, and you have got underneath in here all your different bits and pieces with regards to your fridge, and I think there's a safe either to the door to the right-hand side or it's in the area to the left. So you've got different bits and pieces that you can do. And you've got all the different outputs that you can use if you want to. There are some fake drawers. You can see that one doesn't actually work unless it was jammed. And then you've got other little bits and pieces there, which I thought was going to be the bin. But the bin was actually underneath the TV. So it took me a little while to find that. Got a massive sink, which I never used. And then you've got one of those, which I never used. And you've got all these shelves, which I used nothing for. The water was complimentary, which is helpful because it was very, very hot the following day. So when I woke up, it was very, very hot indeed. The one thing I will say is I had no idea what the time was the whole time I was staying here. I'll explain that more when it carries on as well, because there was at one point me being shown 3 different times. So I don't know what was wrong, but I never know. I never know what the actual time was. You can see there is a bin just underneath by the seat, and you've got all these different chairs of everything. So if you are staying here for a longer period of time, because also I would imagine this is in the heart of where it is you need to go to, because this hotel is very, very close to the beach. There is areas that you can just go down to and obviously use and see, like I said, with regards to the Top Gun filming. You can walk down by the pier and all of that kind of thing as well, which it will be uploaded in a separate video just to keep it a little bit more easy. It's a great place for a central hub. Now, obviously, again, like a lot of places, you do need to get Ubers everywhere, but the Uber itself to get back to the station that you need to go back to isn't too much at all. And where the sort of beachfront is and where the pier and everything is, that is in walking distance, easy walking distance, which is what we will do back to the actual station. So if you wanted to, from the hotel, you can get an Uber back to the beach, which is what I did, walk down the pier with my suitcase. I had a look around that, had a look at all the waves, had a look at where they had the Top Gun house with around all the massive buildings, and then I just walked slowly back to the actual station, and I only figured that out on Google Maps.
Morning after the night before. What a room this is. This hotel is massive. I had no idea where I was staying. I wanted to stay at the Legoland Hotel, to be honest. It was just too expensive. So we're going to have a quick look around this room. Look at this view. That is pure filth. TV works fine. You've got loads of plugs and outlets everywhere. The nice thing about this compared to one of the other hotels that we're at is you've got the USB, USB-C, USB chargers and a plug. I do believe that is my phone. Yes, it is. So I actually have no idea what the time is because my phone says 7:30, that clock says 6:30, and my laptop says 3:30. Yeah, I have no idea. So with regards to everything else, all the lights and everything, obviously we'll do this again in the evening quickly, but you've got all the bits and pieces here, everything that you need and want. The hotel is lovely and clean. So what we're going to do now, because obviously we've had a quick look around this when I first walked in when it was pitch black, is I'm going to go back to a voiceover. I'm just going to add in snippets of the hotel as we go, like I've already done. And then from here, I want to walk to the Legoland Park, because obviously that's where we're going to be going today, Legoland, California, and see exactly how easy it is to get from this amazing hotel to the park.
Right, we are away and walking. So what I am starting to do more and more is actually speak to the camera a little bit more in the hotel rooms. It makes it a little bit easier for me to edit, and I can remember bits and pieces a little bit easier. And this is all basically in training for this year, for 2024. So we don't go back to the room and we don't see anything else because we saw so much at the start, and obviously you can see just the size of the shower and everything. But what we are doing now, it is the external walkway. So if I was to go straight line now where we're looking, that would take you a completely different way. This should all be flowers, so if you imagine in the summer that would look unbelievable. I've seen some photos, it's just breathtaking what they're doing there. So they're doing all the different bits and pieces with regards to the water. I do believe this is almost like a little loop that you can do, so you can basically do a full loop around the hotel if you want to, but it is a very, very long way round to get to the park. Now if you just walked straight out the front door from reception, walked in a straight line and crossed over, you would basically be there. But I didn't know that at the time, as I actually was using Google Maps to find the best way, and for some reason Google Maps took me this way rather than going the other way. But you can see all the traffic in the background. Yes, it is sunny and it is not deceiving. It is shorts and t-shirt weather already. And like I said, this is before the park opened. So we just did a bit of an eyeball. So I wanted to see what it was like. I got up earlier, just had a wander around before anybody was about. So I wanted to see what the route was like to get there. I wanted to do a bit of filming like I normally do with nobody at the front entrance of everything, and just sort of film all the models and soak everything in. Basically how we do in Billund and places like that. I always tend to go there the night before or much earlier or after the park has opened or closed, because it's just nice to see everything when it's sort of looking all natural with natural lighting, and there's not loads of people running around and all that kind of thing. It's just nice and peaceful. It's a nice environment is the word that I'm looking for. Now, as we're walking around and walking down, you can see it's still the hotel to the left. You've got all the beautifulness to the right-hand side. We would probably, if I went the right way, already be at the entrance now, because I actually zigzagged all the way through the hotel to get from the room to where we started. And like I said, that door bit was just by the pool, which we'd already seen, and then we just kept going and going and going. And I generally had no idea how long it will be. But you are rewarded at the end of this video, because I have added in some of the Castle Hotel, and we have got some of the amazing models, which is all going to be added in to the Legoland California hotel upload, because I went in there, I had a look around, had a look at all the minifigures and everything they had on the walls. They had them all in the picture frames, huge Lego models everywhere. The actual Castle Hotel didn't open till a week after. So I was 1 week early from being able to go inside the Castle Hotel. Now that also did look very good. I'm yet to visit a Castle Hotel in the States, because Legoland Florida was in the process of being built when I went there in 2018, 2019 I think. So I couldn't see that one. Dubai doesn't have one, a Castle Hotel either. And this one was closed. So on my bucket list of trying things to do, I do need to come back here. Like I said, I want to try and do New York, and I do want to try and do Florida. So I'm very tempted to do a trio of bits and pieces towards the end of this year, over sort of November time, and actually do all 3 American parks together. So that might be, I'm saying that now because it'll force me to do it, because if I ever hear anybody mention that, then I might. But it's one of those. Anyway, focus on where we're at. So we have just come out of the hotel, and now we're walking on to what is just a general footpath. So it's their version of our footpath sidewalk. You can see just how big those slabs are as well. So as we're walking up, what I didn't realise at the time, and I soon clock onto it, is we are just walking to the entrance of the hotel. And Google Maps lied to me. I don't know why. Like I said, it's just taking me all the way around the outside. I genuinely thought we'll zigzag through and then we'll get to the entrance, because we are next door. But if you are paying any attention whatsoever, and you're looking to the right-hand side of this picture, so over the road, you would have already spotted the Legoland Castle, and you would have already spotted the car park and some of the other little bits and pieces that we will be having a look at in a second. So the hotel entrance is about to appear on the left. So all we had to do is just walk out the entrance, get to this bit just here, and then cross over. Now I'm not going to lie, because the sat-nav on the phone, so Google Maps on the phone, was actually taking me to the entrance of the park, but I think it took me to a main road, which I couldn't go any further, if I remember rightly, because there's a side gate that it wanted me to go through, and the side gate was locked because I got there too early. So what we'll do is we'll get to the side gate, and then we'll come back, and then we actually end up going back in when it all opens up, because I think it opens up like an hour before the park opens, and it closes 2 hours after. So if you are staying at this hotel and you go to the shop at, say, for example, 5 o'clock, and the park shuts at 6, and then you go around the hotel, for example, like everybody does, you could well get locked in the car park and have to walk around a really long way, because you've got to walk about 15 minutes, I think, in a straight line. Then you wrap left,
well,
and then you wrap left again.
That was an absolute epic fail. That's just going to be a voiceover. We can see where I've got to go, I think. So I need to literally go through that gate that's locked, so we'll come back to that. But as you can see, I've probably said in a voiceover a couple of times now, you have got the Castle Hotel, and then you've got the main Legoland Hotel in the distance. But what this does allow me to do is actually go back to the crossing, because I'm a moron, absolute moron, go back to the crossing and then actually just walk into the front of my hotel instead, just to show you how easy it is. And then what we'll do is we'll pick back up from that gate after, and then we can then just walk over and in, because I think that is obviously emergency stuff. Hotel looks absolutely massive, the castle one and the normal one. It does look very, very impressive. But yeah, I actually genuinely thought I'd be able to walk to the front gate, but clearly you can't unless I try it with a car. Well, at least you can see it is super, super easy, because you've got that hotel that I'm staying at, and you've got 2 more hotels to my right hand side. Obviously the hotels are all caged in on this one. It's not like it is in Billund, so you can't actually get there very easily. I'm sure once I'm actually at the park there will be a different way in. I more than likely could have just done the way that they drive it in, and that would have been absolutely fine. But my hotel to the right hand side, where I cross just here, that, like I said, is just to the entrance of the park, so it would have taken literally 2 minutes from the front entrance. So where you got those 2 yellow signs just there and there, drive up, there's your front entrance of the hotel. But what I will do is, in an hour or so's time, we'll come straight back to this point and we'll carry on.
See, it's easy when you know how, and I didn't at the time. So all I did was end up walking up and down the road. I missed the gate so many times, it was stupid. But now I've just crossed over, I've walked a little bit further, crossed over and come back, so you can see the entrance of this fantastic looking building. Then we'll just walk up to the actual main entrance of the hotel, so you know what that looks like. You can see it's got all the different unit numbers on the right hand side, because I don't think it's just all hotels. I think it is apartment blocks and things there as well. It's a very, very different way of doing it. Now from this bit we'll then go straight over and we'll get to the hotel, so it's all going to be Lego bits and pieces after. So if you are here for the Lego stuff, you are about 15 seconds and then we are moving on to it. But it's always nice to add in the little bits and pieces of the travel, and I try and do my best to help with the hotels and things. Whereas this one, I know it's been a little bit choppy because it didn't really go too well. So we're back to the famous walk, which I walked, I have no idea how many times I walked past this sign. So I didn't even see it. I don't know why. I just had my head down. I was too busy looking at the sat nav. So we just then walk in. That's how easy it is. So the gate's now open. You can see the size of that car park. It is huge. All the cars are coming in, so it got about, I think, about 45 minutes or half an hour, about half hour, 45 minutes until the park opens. So people are coming in nice and early. And then as you come through, you can see that they've cleaned everything. They clean everything up all the time in America. They do keep things very, very clean. So that's why there's all the water on the floor. It's not like it rained last night. It's just that they've done a load of cleaning. You then zigzag, so don't get run over. You then zigzag round to the left, walk in a straight line, go to the right, and even on Google Maps it tells you to go this way, because once it woke up you can see exactly what it's asking you to do. And I think that's why I was getting really confused. So I missed the gate and I was assuming that I was going to get to the front entrance of the park, but I don't think you can without a car, because I don't think it was a pavement. I'd done this before when I went up to the MASH bit, and I actually had to walk behind the crash barrier through all the stinging nettles for about 45 minutes because there was just no sidewalk on certain roads. But we are here. We have made it to the Legoland hotels and the huge car park. So like I said, this is just going to be a snippet of the different bits and pieces, because this is supposed to be focusing on the travelling side and just getting to and from each area. And it is easy enough. So if you are hoping or wanting to do Universal Studios, Downtown Disney and Legoland California all in the same trip, you can. But Disney and Universal Studios are very close together. This, in comparison, you do have to do what I've done, and you will have to get a hotel the night before, because there's no way that you can get from Universal Studios in the morning and get to the park for when it opens, just with how long it takes. And then for you to try and get back again, and with all the hassle with the Ubers and things like that, you need to just tear away for at least a night, and then it'll break it up. Like I said, I was here for 2 nights, so I got in the evening. I did Universal Studios again, got on the train, checked in at the hotel, filmed all the bits and pieces that you've already seen, woke up the next day, was here all day, went back to the hotel, had a little wander around the hotel, woke up early, went to see the Top Gun bits and pieces, jumped back on the train back to Union Station back to the airport home. So I think I was travelling for like 18 hours or something silly. So this is the entrance of the castle. Beautiful looking building. It was all closed, but we have a better look and a much better detail in the Legoland California Hotel playlist, or the video, shall I say, that will be in the playlist, because we've got all of these to look at on the outside. We'll see some bits and pieces lit up at night as well. That did look very, very good indeed. We'll have a look at the models from SeaWorld as well, so they're all to be added in, because SeaWorld is just behind that hotel. That is the entrance to the Legoland Hotel. That's the inside of the Legoland Hotel. Loads and loads of models to have a look at, and all around by the kitchen, and all around the food area, was all the picture frames of the Lego models itself. Now, all these people are coming in from the hotel, so I did think the hotel was pretty much fully booked. And then, obviously, you've got loads of people walking in from the car park. So, guys, you have got lots and lots of Lego models to come from the next Legoland California upload. But for now, and this video, we are done. So if you can like this video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Let us know what your local Legoland park is and what you think this Legoland park is like, if you've caught up with any of the other videos. It was, I think, probably, I'm going to say it now, I think it's my favourite park. I think it does beat Billund. But guys, as always, thank you very much for watching. You lot take care, and I'll see you in the next one.